in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, the world premiere. Goosebumps. You will beware. You're in for a scare.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Boo Shakalaka podcast. I am your host Tiffany, and I am joined with my co-host Pierre.
You know, your skin tone and measurements on the reason people don't like you. It's you, Annalise Keating. You are a bully who insults people and then wonders why they won't help you. But hey, you just gotta keep it real, right? How's that working out for you? Can't be that great if you had to haul your broke ass on the megabus to beg for my help. You may think you know who I am and what I'm about, but don't get it twisted. We are not the same. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Olivia Pope, and I don't have to explain myself to anyone, especially you.
I'm so glad that you're here. And I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Oh, yeah. So we're back with episode 7 of Goosebumps. This episode was called Give Yourself Goosebumps. I don't know why it was called that. I didn't get not a one goosebump while watching this episode. Filler.
And
Filler.
and I'm of the belief when you have a 10 episode season, you don't need filler episodes. Like that's the whole point of having a short season. Like you're not on network cable where you have to just put stuff in because you're airing in the fall and the spring. Like 10 episodes, you should be able to get the job done.
I definitely agree. Yeah. Wompity womp womp womp.
So, we join back with the kids who are now trapped in the scrapbook, of course. And so, you know, Harold turns into a bald, smelly version of himself, and so they try to run out, and they figure out that when they try to barge out the door, it's just like a black abyss. So, yeah, they're essentially trapped, and for some reason, they believe their parents will save them.
That was really funny to me because Isabella's like, my mom will realize that I'm gone. I'm like,
Like, girl,
no, she won't. Your
the
mom is
fact-
too busy drugging Nora.
she is so delusional because what? Your mom out of all people?
Boots.
And what's even more hilarious is that Harold, actually being smart for once, he takes the kids' phones and while they're trapped and he's in the real world, and he starts, you know, texting their parents to let them know like, hey, I'm safe, everything's fine, so they won't go looking for them. But the funniest text wasn't James and his mom. It was the fact that he texts Isabella's mom like, hi mom, I love you, gonna be late for dinner, spaghetti emoji. And I'm like, you
And you know, I thought that would get her mom to be like, wait. Somebody kidnapped my daughter.
right. Like that was hilarious. But
Because you know,
James,
deal in one word text: home, school,
right.
bye, pasta.
And James's mom was the most realistic because you know she was coming back from buying Pop-Tarts because he gives them all to his homies. And you know, it was just like, you know, what I like, this is very, very, very weird. But what I like about this show and shows like it, I like when they open their text messages and there's an actual thread. Because I found that in a lot of movies and TV shows, they'll be texting somebody and it'll be like their first time texting them. It'll be like their girlfriend, their mom, their dad. I'm like, who deletes threads like that?
Me.
Moving on. I still have our
Every time I open up my phone, it says your iCloud storage is almost full. I'll be deleting everything.
Are you serious? I still have stuff from like 2010.
I don't know how that's possible.
Because SIM cards, and then we got iCloud. So I kept like I have a lot of stuff. Don't ask me why. I'm
hoarder.
A digital hoarder.
Yeah, no. Get it out of here.
And so we push back to Nora. She's finally being released because she stopped taking the pills, and she's going off on Victoria. That's her name, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. She's going off Victoria like, I'm gonna sue, and she's like, well, you know, we don't want you to sue, but can you like stop talking about this stuff? You're crazy. And it's just, It's episode like 7. I need them to stop acting like she's crazy. Like y'all all saw that dog come to life when y'all were kids. Like why are y'all acting like she's just being completely unreasonable all of a sudden?
It is, and you guys have known her to be a little eccentric. So yeah, what's the deal?
A witch. I still think she knows too much. But I'm not getting the whole we don't believe you Nora storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward through that. So she's leaving the hospital, and Nathan Biddle, he hits her up in the elevator, and he's like, "Hey, let's go see our friend." And she's like, "I don't really know you like that. We ain't got no mutual friend." And he like, "No, I'm with your friend. No, homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, give me that bacon. You know what I'm saying?" And so she's like, "You can't have my In-N-Out burger." And he's like, "Why not?" And she's like, "Because you haven't earned it." And so he looks in the reflection, and she sees Harold in his reflection in the elevator window. Well, not the elevator window. What is it called? Elevator door.
Yeah.
And so she freaks out. And like, this is when I realize wherever they are, and where they are, Tiffany, where are they?
Oh my God. They are actually in Washington State.
Okay, Port Lawrence, Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
And I get thrown off because she's screaming for help because he's trying to like attack her. And there are people who are trying to get on the elevator, and none of them try to help. None of them are like, "Oh, Nora, this is a small town. We obviously know who you are. We go to your diner. Let's help you." Like they just
They said,
stand there.
well, "Look, I got to get to work. Lady, get the hell out of the way. I got to go to work. Move!"
Like that was like, is it a small town or not? Because it was just, I don't know, that stuff like that. I was like, so she has to push through them, and like they don't try to stop Nathan. They don't try, like she escapes, but still it's just like, so y'all wasn't gonna help me? He was jumping me.
Did the hospital have a beauty package exit?
She brought makeup in with her personal belongings.
I mean, hair straight as a bone. Makeup done. I said she looked better getting out of the psychiatric ward than she has this entire season. Like, what's going on?
She said, y'all, I looked messed up for 2 episodes. I'm not doing a third.
All of them when she was making them burritos.
And so she runs to her I don't know, her loft. I don't know what the hell that is. I hate when they have like
that's the shed that Lucas was in.
I don't like when their house, shed, and store
Oh my
are
God,
all
it
connected.
makes so much sense now. Remember, he found the eye in there.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, like I was saying, so she, for some reason, has Slappy. I guess she dug him up from the old mine,
Mm-hmm.
and she's packing him up, and here come Colin, annoying ass, clingy ass. Hey, I wanted to celebrate with you guys. And she's like, "All right, we can celebrate however you want. I got to do something real quick." That's not enough for him. "Hey, where you going? What's the puppet? What's doing it?" You asked too many questions. "Sir, I got to go." It's just like, well, look, I went to this with my ex-wife. Like, sir, you really didn't. Your ex-wife was like, "Hey, I want to leave. I can't be here." And you said no because I'm worried about my guidance counselor pension. And so,
Right. It really wasn't as deep as he was trying to make it out to be. And it's like, I don't know. It's just I don't feel like he will fight for his women. His women, like Colin doesn't care when you guys are walking down the street. He'll stand on the inside and you stand on the outside. Like Colin,
ooh,
he's
go
cool
ahead.
that you're there, but he doesn't really care.
Go ahead. That was good. That was a good. Okay. That was a good analogy. Yeah, he it's like, you want to leave, he gonna let you leave.
Right, but he's still gonna water your plants because he's a good guy and he's never had a secret a day in his life.
Oh yeah. That's Colin's one of those good guys, quote unquote. I'm just like, anywho, again, the parents are boring. So we flash back to the Biddle gang, and they're in the scrapbook. For some reason, they're watching The Real World.
What happens when you stop being nice and start being real? This is the real world. New Orleans.
I'm trying to win $50,000, not wait for Robin to get her titties through some tires. And so they decide to explore the scrapbook world, aka the Biddle house. And this is my favorite part, because Margot's just like tripping, and like, "Oh yeah, our parents save us," and then Margot's like, "This This is just sucky. And that's when James is like, yeah, well, we wouldn't be in this situation because of you. And she's like,
Ooh,
excuse
are you
me?
trying to say it's my fault? He's like, no,
Yeah.
not really, but
And then Isaiah defends her, and then he's like, but my homeboy got a point. And then James is like, bros before hoes. And I thought that was funny because it's just like, Marco, it really is your fault. And also, James and Isaiah are soulmates, so just get over it.
right. Yeah, I was just like, okay, what are we doing? Like, nobody tried to go upstairs. We all literally sat in the living room. Oh, they tried the door for the basement, but I'm like, there's something upstairs. There's something up there. Because remember, James was on the balcony looking over at the party. There's something up there. What are you doing? They hear a noise, and then here comes Nathan, and they're like, oh my God, we're about to kill you. They grab all of the objects from the Clue board game and tried to take.
Girl.
They had a candlestick, a rope, a lead pipe, a wrench, a moose head. Like, what the taxidermy? What are you doing? Why would you pick that up? That seems like the most irregular object to try to kill somebody with. It was it was so weird. And then Nathan reveals that he had been trapped there since the football game. And the kids were like, well, that was a long time ago. And I'm thinking to myself, well, how long was it? Because I don't think it was that long ago.
I don't know, because time has moved relatively. I don't know. I honestly don't, because Isaiah, I mean, he still got that sling on. He ain't recovered at all because he's been using that arm quite frequently. But they do bring up a good point. Well, Isaiah brings up a good point because he be smart when he want to be. And he's like, so you've been gone this whole time and you ain't had no friends, no family, no spouse, nobody checking for you? And Lucas is like, yeah, because you're a loser. And we really don't get an explanation. He's just like, I'm in a transitional period, and nobody cares about me. I found it weird as well. Like, his phone ain't going off, like nothing. Like, it's just, nobody checked up on him. Very odd. And so Nora is driving off. And so she leaves Lucas this cryptic message. She don't call him. Well, no, she does call him, duh. But she leaves him this cryptic voicemail. And she's like, I got to take care of something, but I'll be back.
I love you.
Yeah. And so Biddle Nathan in the real world is tailing her in his grocery getter. And so
No, a grocery getter is a station wagon. He was in a hatchback.
Same thing. Harry and the Hendersons. I don't know what that old ass vehicle for 2023. And so another very awkward, unneeded scene. Colin goes to visit Ben. Fine ass. And so he's like, hey, I need some relationship advice because it seems like your marriage is working, even though we haven't seen his wife since episode 1. And so he walks in and he's like, hey, so by the way, I'm having an affair. And Ben like, wait, what? You cheating on Sarah? Sarah, motherfucking fine ass who wouldn't give me no play in high school? You cheating on her?
Hello.
And so he's like, yeah, everybody knows I'm cheating on with Nora. And he like, Nora, fish tits. And so in the midst of him whining about Nora, he ends up explaining to Ben that she had a doll. He's like, did y'all run over a doll in high school? And I was like, is he trying to be funny? Like, again, I know what you did I know what you did last summer references. They seem to be just flying all over the place. I'm like, run over the doll. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the writers really like, I know what you did last summer. And so Ben gets up, leaves Colin in his home, and drives off. These are the most, like, if they were trying to keep a secret, they're terrible at it. Because that is, like, super obvious. Like, what do you...
It's so safe. That town is so safe. Like, it left the door unlocked and everything. Just like, not like, hey, grab your things, come on, get to the door. I gotta go make a run. And that's what I would have done. Like, hey, you know what? Now that you mention it, this does seem kind of crazy. Let me see what's going on with everybody. Get out of my house, and I'm gonna lock the door. I'll call you a little later.
Get out of my house.
Yeah, it was just, he was just like, a doll. What did you just say?
Yeah, it's just very
a doll. All right, peace. So he's gone, and the kids and Nathan in the book world are having a discussion to try to figure out how to get out of the house. they're like, give us some kind of speech, give us a Rudy moment, give us a eat, pray, love. So he gets up there and he's like, all right, we're not gonna fight anymore. We're gonna pull together and we're gonna find a way to get out of here. First, we're gonna sail out of this, and then a shark comes and eats him. Like, a fucking shark comes and eats him during his speech. I was really waiting. I was waiting for something to happen to him during that little speech. I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. The floor's gonna give way. Bam, nothing.
We can't go to the police. Not now. He's made sure of it. He's just out there watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
And so Isabella sees a light coming from the door. And she's like, what's going on here? And so there's apparently, they look into the abyss and there's a light below it. And they somehow get the idea that they can go into that light. So for some reason, Isaiah nominates Isabella instead of Lucas. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Isabella volunteers and he nominates Lucas instead of Isabella. And Zach
and Lucas plunks out yet again. I'm like, okay, first the gorge, and now you can't, bungee jump down into this thing via these long ass curtains.
And Zach Morris, he just keeps breaking. And to be fair,
Lucas, go down there. Isabella, sit here, friend.
To be fair to him, he has only done British projects. He was on a British soap opera on the BBC. And so he's only done British projects. So I'm going to just assume that's why, because this is like his first American accent time. So yeah, he was on a British soap opera called EastEnders. If anybody wants to check that out and hear his British accent. And the thing is, he doesn't even sound that British though. When you hear his like actual accent, he just sounds like a little like London, bro. Like it's not super deep.
He sounds like he's from Baltimore.
Yeah, it doesn't like, so that's why I'm kind of a little upset, because I'm just okay. But anywho, and so Isabella, she plunges down into the light, and she finds herself at the high school.
She goes into the light like Carol Ann and Tangina. Tangina.
And
Caroline.
Most hilarious moment of the episode is when she sees a picture of Hillary Clinton on the wall, and she was like, sorry, not Hillary Clinton. She sees Bill Clinton on the wall, and she's like, oh, Hillary's husband. I thought that was hilarious.
Right. So then she knows that she's in the past, and she hears some laughter, and she follows it like a crazy person. And she sees a bunch of Mary Shaw's puppets in there. Beware the curse of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls. I don't know the rest, but they were laughing, and she was like, oh, hell no. She booked it. She was like, no, ran up out of there. So all the puppets look like how the parents looked when Biddle put the spell on them. They just look like standing puppets, just got really, really fat cheeks, and the whole auditorium is filled up with them. So Isabella runs up, and they had like a little code that when she's in danger, she'll pull the curtains twice to pull them up. So she yanks on the curtains twice, and they start pulling her up, and the school is starting to collapse, and we're like, what is going on? So they're pulling her up, and Nathan in the book world ends up smashing into a wall, and it zaps him back to his body that's in the real world in the car that's following Nora. I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. But it takes him so long to realize what the hell is going on that it snaps him right back into the book world.
Very annoying.
Like, wait. You're here. The biggest thing for me is, say you're at home or say you're anywhere and you wake up in your car that you're driving. The first thing you're going to do is pull the hell over. Like, that's always going to be the first thing. Oh, I'm sorry. He actually looks into the rearview mirror and sees Biddle's reflection, and that's what snaps him back into the book world. that brings
Mhm.
him back where they are. And when he snaps back, the gang ends up pulling Isabella up, and she and Isaiah have this little embrace.
Okay, Isaiah is a fucking slut because you done
Doing
went from
that. You're not,
Allison. You said what?
not doing this.
Doing what?
You're not gonna talk about him like this. I'm not gonna allow it.
Yes. I understand he's your favorite character because you do show him a lot of favoritism, and I'm tired of it. But he went from Allison to Margot, and now all of a sudden he has this attraction to Isabella. So you just can't keep your thing in your pants. He's a slut. Um, a slut just like his mother. Um,
And let's
so
your mom's no Sharon Stone. So no,
favorite part of Scream. That is my favorite part of Scream. They're just talking shit about her in the bathroom, and she's just sitting there like, girl.
He and Isabella embrace, but it's more of a I almost died. Thank you for saving me type of thing. They're like trauma bonding with each other. So, those type of things don't actually last, because if there's no trauma, you're not really going to get along. Because I mean, what do Isabella and Isaiah have in common? She films his
I don't know, because she's like the smartest character now, so obviously nothing. But even Margot is like, she's not jealous about it. She's just like, ooh, you about to get some punani?
No, I read that differently. I read that as you supposed to like me.
I didn't think she cared because I mean she kissing on Lucas.
I mean, that don't mean nothing.
Well, you're right, because he does clearly have chlamydia. And so
that boy's got syphilis.
That was a weird moment. And so
Ben and Victoria are headed to the mine.
The fact that I wrote Ben and Eliza on my notes. Wait, no, it is Eliza. It's James's mom.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
so when Ben is at work.
Okay. Yeah, so when Ben ran out of the house, he must have called Eliza and drove over to her house, got into her hoopty, and they went over to the mine. So we see Ben go in, and he immediately goes to a spot and he starts digging. So we're gonna assume this is where Slappy was buried, because that's where they mentioned in the previous episode that they were gonna bury him in her family mine because they have so much money. Mm-hmm. So while he's there, he sees James. And James is talking very cryptic. It's just like, fee, fi, fo, fum. Of an Englishman. Hickory, dickory, dock. The mouse went up.
Clock strikes 10. The mouse went up. Hickory, dickory. Oh, this old man. He played kettle. He played knick-knack on my beddle. I hate that song. It scares me. It scares me.
It was just so weird how he was talking. I was like, what is this? What?
First of all, where did you come from? Because y'all supposed to be dead.
And he ends up trapping Ben down in the mine. And then we realize, obviously, that this is Dupe James, because real James is stuck in the book. And Dupe James heads out to Eliza. No, it was Victoria.
Are you sure?
No, you're right. Dupe James heads out to... Those ladies look very, very similar to each other. Like, very, very similar.
I just like to add that one is Asian.
Victoria, Eliza, and Sarah, as adults, all look similar to each other.
I think it is the dark hair. They look like the charmed ones.
And very fair skin.
Yeah. And so James comes out, and again, he's talking cryptic. He's like, we all go a little mad sometimes. And
ketchup, just like my mom's on her spaghetti, baby.
I ain't gay. What you talking about? You took me to that club.
I wanted to go dancing.
But you took me. We want to wait. What was it? We went on that trip to Paris.
I wanted to go shopping.
But you made love to me.
You suck my. Hey.
All right, whatever. I don't want to talk about this now. And so and so she's like, talk like, son, why are you talking like that? Like, why are you talking like this? You're saying a lot of movie quotes, so we don't understand. And so that's when he picks up damn, what is that, 2x4,
Yeah.
um, motherfucking butcher knife, and tries to go to town on her, and somehow because Ben he's Superman that hoe, and he escaped, even though he was left, mind you. James couldn't get out of the mine for weeks. Ben somehow found a way out within seconds.
Ben eats, a well-balanced diet. James only eats Pop-Tarts.
Okay, all right, that's how we'll. Okay, so
And
he
Ben is at
comes up.
least, 6'3".
Oh well, let's talk about him being 6'3". So him and Duke James get into a tussle, and it's like wham bam, thank you ma'am, and so James, because he's 5'7", manages to start choking this 6'3" built ass man, and we're left to believe he's about to kill him until Liza picks up the 2x4 and goes home run on his ass, and he watermelon Jolly Ranchers, and so that's when they realize, oh my God, Nora was telling the truth.
You know who Ben is? Ben played the other
played a lot.
drum major in Drumline that Nick Cannon was batting heads with.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
He looks exactly the same. That's the crazy part. He just his face.
Has he always been bald?
Yeah, he was bald in that.
Oh, okay. Ooh. See, I know him from he's been in a lot of stuff. He was like a principal in the show, and he was on the movie Savages.
These people been working. I ain't mad at it.
No, he been working.
Now they all back to work now that the strike is over.
Thank God. And so, because they need to finish Chucky. I'm sorry, but don't give me 4 episodes. Don't do that.
I'm fucking dying.
Like that chandelier, that was the perfect 4th episode to end on, because that chandelier, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I loved it.
So they're stupid, and I'm sick of them being stupid. And so
they're like a loud pack of idiot bitches, and I'm sick of them already. Nathan figures out that pain puts him in his real body. So if pain is inflicted on him, it puts him in his real body. So the kids are about to beat his ass like a piñata.
And Isabella is at the front row. Something about, I'm telling you, that is the best character on the show now. Like, Isabella legitimately does not care about shit. She just be like, so Isabella knocks the hell out of him. And so they have this brief montage where it's just like them punching him going back and forth, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so he finally gets in and he gets control. And so Nora stops off at some
general
gas
store
station. Oh, is it a general store?
Mm-hmm.
She stopped, at David's apothecary, at Rose Apothecary. And so she goes in to get something. And so apparently he can talk, he can see, but he doesn't have control of his bodily functions. So he shits all over the car. And so he's trying to call out to Nora when she comes out of Rose Apothecary, and she can't hear him. And he can't move. He can't roll down the window. He can't walk over to her. So she just drives off. And so him and Biddle continue to fight. And eventually they're fighting over the scrapbook, because the idea of him going back was to draw the kids getting out of the scrapbook. But he can't even hold on to the scrapbook. Nathan grabs it. He throws the scrapbook in a puddle of goo and some of his diarrhea shit. And so all of a sudden, what happened?
Nathan just isn't stronger with him, and the book lands in a puddle. We slip back to the kids, and they're just all talking, and then they see the walls melting. The walls are melting, and they're like, "What's going on?" And then they just fall in a hole, and the episode goes off. Filler. We did learn some things, but I was just like, I ain't like this. Why are you ending like this? I guess because they know it's a Hulu show. Yeah, we don't have to wait a week for it to premiere on TGIF or anything like that. But the ending, this one definitely is at the bottom of the barrel. This one gets a 5 from me.
Damn. Well, I mean, because the scrapbook's wet, the house starting melting, I feel like the stakes are, high, because they're always about to die.
Why? I want a piece of pie. Like, are you gonna keep rhyming? What are you doing here?
I need help. I need a doctor. I don't know what to say about this episode. I really don't know what to say because it was like I literally had 2 pages of notes, but it was literally just talking about every single thing that happened. There was no big moment. They haven't even. It's like even all the parents haven't gotten together. Like it's just Ben and Liza who are like finally on the same page. I mean, yeah, and so they still got to get Victoria. It's just they don't even know where Nora's going. Like there's so much that they have to catch up on in the next 3 episodes.
Actually, Lucas does realize it because when Nathan is going back and forth from the real world to the book world, he mentions that Nora walked out of the general store, and Lucas says, "Oh, that's near my mom's cabin." So we're gonna, obviously the next episode is gonna take place in the cabin.
So she can afford a cabin on a diner salary.
Hello, she should have been sold it. Airbnb.
I mean,
something.
I've heard Washington is expensive, so I heard it's nice to live if you don't mind the rain, but I heard it's like very expensive. So maybe they got some compensation when his dad offed himself. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like a daredevil, so don't they get paid a lot? Like, what's Pink's husband name? Don't they get paid? Like Carrie? Don't he get paid a lot? Tony Hawk.
I guess it just depends on what your insurance policy is too.
Rob Deerdick. Can someone chime in and let us know?
Rob Deerdick, is he? Is he the guy that hosts Ridiculousness?
I was hoping that you would have just said Robin Big, but yes, he is.
Oh, I do remember Robin Big. Rest in peace, Big.
Oh, rest in peace, Big.
So what's your rating?
Oh God, I'm gonna have to go. Okay, I gotta do a 5. I'm sorry. It was just not a lot. Like, I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't as good. Probably because nothing happened, but because even with Isabella going into the other thing, like there just wasn't like she literally went around the corner, saw the puppets, and left. Like there was not nothing. There wasn't enough. I don't know. Like it just didn't make sense. Like there's another world within the scrapbook world. You found it, but then he rips the page up and it goes away. Like it just. I don't know what they were trying to establish right then and there.
Right. It was confused. I am Confucian. Well, you know what? That'll do it for episode 7. Give yourself goosebumps, which they did not. And be sure to join us next time for episode 8 entitled You Can't Scare Me. And I'm pretty sure they probably won't scare us either.
If Scrappy's in it, they might.
Oh, fingers crossed that something happens. Booga 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 something. Like, come on, give me a ghost something. I don't know. That was booty cheeks. Booty cheeks. But yeah, so be sure to follow us on Twitter X at BooShockLockPod. Make sure you rate and review our podcast. Tell us how bad you hated this episode as well. We want to be sure that we're all on the same page with it. Like you can't go with the Night of the Living Dummy episode and then you come with this right after. Like what?
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually, we will have all episodes uploaded on YouTube. And so you'll be able to listen or watch. Eventually we're gonna do videos because we know that's how we get the big bucks. Hello Fresh. Hello. Anything else you have to say regarding episode 7?
No, I'm done. That sucked. This is Tiffany and I'm out of here.
I like a slinky to do things with. I do everything I like. I want to make a card for you, but I will have to grab a knife.
Bye.